Naku po mga kababayan, so pag-uusapan po natin itong isiniwalat ni Justice Leonin mga kababayan. No? Ito nga patungkol sa Kongreso. Nako, binisto ang Kongreso mga kababayan patungkol sa unprogrammed funds mga kababayan. Walang limit daw ito mga kababayan. Nako, matindi. Ikakagalit nyo na naman ito. Ito na po. So, pakinggan nyo mga kababayan. Ito na.
Now, there are limits to what Congress can do with respect to the President's budget, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And let's read and parse the provisions very carefully before we go into further interpellation. So let us look at Section 25, subparagraph 1. There are two sentences there. The first one is, Congress may not increase the appropriations recommended by the President for the operation of the government as specified in the budget. Correct?
Correct, Your
Very clear. And it says, the appropriations recommended by the President for the operation of government as specified in the budget, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Now, Madam Solgen, there is another word, the same word budget, that appears in Article 7, the President, correct? That was Section 22, where it said the President shall propose a budget of expenditures and sources of financing, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
As part of the NEP, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So therefore, here it is clear that whatever is in the NEP should not be increased by Congress.
Your Honor, may I?
You will qualify.
Yes.
Because for you, the unprogrammed funds, no, first, the automatic appropriations are not part of the budget of the President, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And the unprogrammed funds are also not part of the budget, correct?
They are not part of the budget that is, we believe that that is not the part of the budget where the prohibition on increasing the ceiling is applicable.
Okay, I'll take that for now, under advisement. But the point is that, so if you say automatic appropriations is not part of the budget of the President, then I will ask you later to locate it in the Constitution. May I ask the Solicitor General to take the podium? Thank you, Madam Solicitor General. I hope that you had a good lunch. I understand that the Solicitor General's office provided for their own packed lunch.
Yes.
Yes, but just to inform you that we provided food for everybody else, just for disclosure purposes. So the amicus and the petitioners' counsel. But we thank you for saving the court some expense.
We did not want to assume that we will be included.
Yes, and please don't assume next week, next time again.
It's fiscal prudence.
That is fiscal discipline. Now, just to start off, so there is what is called a basic, the budget of expenditures and sources of funds. This is called the BESF, just so we are familiar with the terminology. And the BESF is a part of the NEP, the National Expenditure Program, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the National Expenditure Program contains the BESF, the Budget for Expenditures and Sources of Funds, and a more detailed listing of the expenditures divided by purpose and divided by classification, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, plus the automatic appropriation, but
Yes.
only for information.
Yes. Yes, and it seems that is one of the issues that we have also for this case, that from your perspective, there are three parts. There is the program, there is the unprogrammed, and there is the automatic appropriation. But on the other end, they are classifying it only as programmed and unprogrammed. But that nonetheless, just so we are familiar with the figures. And then there is what is called a total expenditures for the program, a TEP, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is the total amount for the NEP that is proposed by the budget of the President, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just so we're clear, the NEP, the National Expenditure Program, is otherwise called the President's Budget, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And after the President's budget goes through the House of Representatives, the House of Representatives produce a General Appropriations Bill, or what is often referred to as the GAB. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And after that, it is given to the Senate, and in the Senate, they just call it the bill on third reading, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And after that, if there are disagreeing provisions, they call a bicameral conference committee or a BCC, and this BCC therefore produces a proposed resolution where both houses will ratify, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And from there, they produce the General Appropriations Act for the signature of the President, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And after the GAA, the President exercises a different kind of veto. We will examine that later, which is called a line item veto, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the President signs the GAA within a set time. Otherwise, it will be reenacted. But along with his signature, the President formally communicates his vetoed items to the House and the Senate, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the House and the Senate may overturn the veto based on the Constitution by a two-thirds vote, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Now, do you recall the amount of unprogrammed funds proposed in the NEP, National Expenditure Program, of the President in 2024 for unprogrammed? You recall the amount?
Yes, Your Honor. I have it in my notes. The unprogrammed appropriation proposed by the President in the
Unprogram na.
NEP for 2024 was 281
281 billion 908 million 056, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes. How much was the approved on third reading in the GAB, the General Appropriations Bill of the House, in terms of unprogrammed appropriations?
Your Honor, I only have what's in the GAA.
It was 281 billion 908 million and 56, similar to the NEP.
Okay.
Would you know how much, in terms of unprogrammed appropriations, did the Senate approve before the BICAM? Again, it was 281 billion 908 056. So as far as we are concerned, in 2024, which is the subject of the petition of Lagman et al. And Pimentel et al., the NEP was 281 billion, the GAB was 281 billion, the Senate was 281 billion, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And how much was the proposal of the BICAM when it met to conciliate disagreeing provisions? How much in unprogrammed appropriations?
Your Honor, it is 731 billion 448.
So it was 731 billion.
1 billion.
Okay?
Yes.
And just so we are clear, let's show the slide so everybody knows what we are talking about. So up there, you will see now,
Ayan.
NEP 281, GAB 281, Senate 281,
BICAM 731.
BICAM 731. Correct,
Correct.
Madam Soljen? And per your argument, this is something that we should respect because it is an act of wisdom on the part of both houses to increase what was not debated upon from 281 to 731, meaning that there was a difference of 449.5 billion added into unprogrammed appropriations, correct?
May I qualify my answer?
Yes,
Your
yes,
Honor?
please, go ahead.
It is a question of wisdom, because when we say an act of wisdom, it might be ambiguous as to there's already a judgment if it was wise
Yes.
or not.
Yes.
And the hope of our hope is for the court to rule on a narrow question as to checking whether the power that was exercised by the Congress is within the constitutionally required constitutional requirements, or if it was within the limitations that are provided by the Constitution, Your Honor.
Okay, I will take that for now. In terms of total expenditures under the NEP, the National Expenditure Program of the President in 2024, would you recall how much it was? It was 4,301,676,000,000 and some thousands of pesos, correct?
In my notes, Your Honor, it
Grabe, no? Laki.
is
Buti na lang pumapalag na mga kababayan itong Supreme Court mga kababayan. Mukhang nasusuka na sila sa ginagawa ng gobyerno natin mga kababayan, kaya ito tinalakay na itong unprogrammed appropriation mga kababayan.
the total expenditure program is 5.7
For the NEP,
billion.
under the
For
NEP,
the
2024.
for the NEP,
It was 4.3. Correct? At any point, Solgen, if the DBM representative is here, the chief has reminded me that you may consult with the Department of Budget and Management if they are here.
there are representatives of the DBM
Here. That's good to know because we might ask for an increase in the budget of the judiciary also. But that nonetheless, so it was 4.3, and in 2024, the total GAA expenditure was 4.7. Again, I put up the slides. Correct me if I am wrong. In 2024, the NEP was 4.3, the GAA was 4.7. So in terms of the total, it was increased. And the NEP, correct me if I'm wrong, Madam Solgen, the NEP contained both program and unprogram, correct? The National Expenditure Program or the President's budget already contained a proposal for unprogram, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the NEP is both program, automatic, and unprogrammed, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
But in 2026, which is also a budget in issue today, this is the petition of Congressman Erice, who was here, and Congressman De Lima. The NEP was 4.6 billion, correct?
For 2026,
I put it up there. But what was actually approved by the houses, by both houses, and the President was lower. It was 4.646, with a corresponding decrease also in the unprogrammed appropriation, correct?
yes, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. So that we know what we're talking about, in 2024, we will start to put up now the additions in the unprogrammed fund that was included after not the third readings of the houses, both the House and the Senate, but after the BICAM. So the first slide will show you, let's put up the slide, Panay Guimaras Island Bridges Project, 3 billion. Universal access to quality tertiary education, 7 billion. This was from the program transferred into the unprogram, correct, Soljen?
Yes, Your Honor.
And universal access to quality tertiary education, would you know if there is a law that actually requires funding for this? Universal access to quality tertiary education.
May I confer, Your Honor, with my team?
Yes, you may defer your answer until, unless you have it now. Yes? Is this the Bama-Aquino law? Yes, and this is the law that actually provides free tertiary education, which was first under the President's budget program. But in 2024, it was moved to unprogram. And later on, of course, we will ask questions about whether this is in fact not only constitutional, but whether it was legal that it is moved from one program item to unprogram. Then there is number 11, a quite interesting nomenclature, priority social programs for health, social welfare and development. It says priority, but this also came from program and it was transferred to unprogram, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The AFP has been wanting modernization for a long time, but the revised AFP modernization program of 10 billion, is this billion? Yes, was transferred to unprogrammed funds, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes. Then also, payment of right-of-way was transferred from program to unprogrammed, amount of 3 billion, correct? Yes.
Correct, Your Honor.
And then pre-feasibility studies, preliminary and detailed engineering, 3 billion. Later on, we will encounter this again. And then next, public-private partnership, strategic support fund, maintenance, repair, rehabilitation of infrastructure. Number 17 is interesting. Government counterpart of foreign assisted project in the amount of 51 billion. This is different from the item on foreign assisted projects that I will show you later. This came from program. This was a definite expenditure for government counterpart for foreign assisted projects. It was moved from the program funds to the unprogram. Then next, for the repair, rehabilitation, and expansion of Dalawa International Airport, I can only guess who transferred this. Payment of personnel benefits in number 19. Madam Soljen, you agree that 59 billion for payment of personal benefits was considered as unprogrammed from program, correct?
The epic online action game War Thunder lets you dive into massive battles and experience the full power.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then, pension and gratuity fund. This means that the retirement fund of a lot of our government employees, and I can only guess perhaps a portion of this, some of our judiciary personnel not covered by our existing law, 40 billion, 250 also to the unprogrammed, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then, you have the libreng sakay became unprogrammed, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, the screening of anti-terrorist equipment, etc., unprogrammed. National Data Privacy Program, 620 million, became unprogrammed. Preparation for national election in 2025, since there was no election, perhaps they moved it to unprogrammed. Construction and repair of NFA warehouse facilities, also unprogrammed. Development and modernization plan for the Iwahig. Then the next slide, you will see there, interestingly, acquisition of fire trucks became unprogrammed, not programmed. Then digital agriculture project also became unprogrammed. Then the next slide, aquaculture, fisheries, Marawi siege victims compensation program. This is the long-awaited compensation to the victims of Marawi. From program, it was transferred to unprogrammed. supplementary feeding program. I think this was for younger kids that were indigents. Next slide, the creation of lawyer positions in the PAO became unprogrammed. Perhaps lawyers are not that important anyway. And then we have finally the last one, number 50, OWA Welfare Services. This is the office that produces support for OFWs, was also moved to the unprogrammed funds. This was in 2024. And total, at the end, there is local government support fund in the amount of 5 billion was moved from program to unprogrammed. We will ask you later what this item is all about, or perhaps some of my colleagues will be able to ask you if I cannot. And the total in terms of additions to unprogrammed was 303 billion, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
But this was not all. There was an increase in the already set items for unprogrammed. And the first one was mentioned by one of our amici and she called it a new pork barrel. I will not go to that extent because that may be a legal terminology, but it is definitely perhaps a lump sum item, which was covered also in the case of Arroyo, Belgica, especially the Belgica of 2013, penned by Justice Ben. So the NEP proposed that the SAGIP program was only 50 billion, but in 2024, this lump sum was increased to 225 billion pesos, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And for support to foreign assisted projects, maybe they were, as one of our amici was saying, they were predicting that some of the foreign assisted projects in the pipeline might be approved. It was increased from 117 to 178, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So this is the situation that I think all of us are agreed upon, which is now at issue, because 2024, as shown by our various amici, was the year where there was an extraordinary increase in the amount of unprogrammed funds, not unappropriated, but unprogrammed funds. Okay. Now,
Ayun mga kababayan, ano masasabi nyo dito no? Sa isiniwalat ni Justice Leonin mga kababayan. So ayan na po, nakialam na ho ang Korte Suprema dito sa unprogrammed funds na walang limit di umano sa Kongreso. Ayan mga kababayan. So ano masasabi nyo dito? So mag-comment kayo na hong humusga kung ano masasabi nyo dito sa kanyang pahayag. So hindi na ho natin tatapusin, mahaba po kasi yung video mga kababayan, no? 1 oras. So hanggang dito na lang sa mga gustong manood dyan, no? So punta na lang po kayo sa DISAR, no? Sa SMNI mga kababayan. At sa mga bagong pasok dyan, pa-subscribe din po mga kababayan nating channel. Maraming salamat po.